my old mirror. I'm gonna do another Get Ready With Me. It's my channel. I'll do whatever I want. I have to go to a school meeting today, and I am completely exhausted through no fault of my own. I woke up at 12:30 last night. I thought it was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. No, this is what PMDD does to you. I had only been asleep for about 2 hours max, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So then I woke up again at like 5:30 this morning, wide awake. Couldn't go back to sleep. My nose was all clogged up. Everything was acting up. So technically, I've been up since 5:30 this morning after waking up 3 different times last night. I am exhausted, and it's like, and now I have all this crap I have to do, and that's PMDD because it doesn't care. You can fast forward through this part since I don't have an editing system. I have to go get my lotion. I'll be right back. Like my jammies, Target. I'm just gonna load up on coffee and do my makeup. That's all I'm gonna do today. I mean, not that I don't do that almost every day of my life, but whatever. My skin, I noticed, takes a hit during DD week. Now, back when I was younger, I used to get really bad zits. I used to get really, really bad acne. I actually have scars on my face right here from my acne back when I was a kid. Now that I'm in my late 30s, my skin now dries out. It gets like really, really dry. And then when I start my period, it used to get really oily. It doesn't really do that anymore. It just stays dry. Like, I'm basically on my period, it'll be like a combination. But before my period, I'm dry as a bone on my face. Like, it's horrible. So I have to moisturize before I do my makeup. This did not happen intentionally. I bought this from a local dollar store, and then I bought these from Target. This didn't happen on purpose. So it's kind of cool how that happened though. They're like, they match. I realized it after the fact, and I was like, that's kind of cool. So, and I usually always put my hair up in the morning, so I was like, that works because it'll be like my jammy scrunchie. So yeah, my hair is getting to a point now where it's slowly able to go into a bun, but it's not. I still have all this back here that still has to grow, and so I can get it all the way up. So I've been taking it and I've been putting it in a jaw clip in the back, but it don't really work. My hairstylist did not know what she was doing the day she did my hair. And that was back in April. April? Yeah. All right, so I got the whole arsenal out this morning. I got all my makeup laid out on the floor right now because it's going to be a heavy duty, full face Get Ready With Me. This is my favorite cup. It's my Easter cup. It's my baby chicken, my yo bunny. I love Easter. It's my favorite holiday. First things first, as always, we're going to be using a concealer. My concealer is from Be Pure line, and my experience with this so far is it's great. You just have to make sure that you use it appropriately, whether you are high coverage, low coverage. You don't really need a lot. I need a lot. I have freckles. I have really bad dark circles under my eyes. I found out too, I'm also perimenopausal. I'm like, oh my God. My mom, when she went through menopause, you guys, boy, did she suffer. She went through it. She started going through menopause in her late 50s, like mid to late 50s. And I remember the day that she really started going through it. She was crying. And I looked at her and I said, Mom, I think it's time to go talk to the doctor. I was like, I think you need to go talk to the doctor about getting some assistance through this. And she was like, well, I just don't want to take a pill. Oh, I just put that right in my ear. And I was like, I understand. I said, but you're just always on edge. And I said, you're just miserable. I'm like, you're always sad all the time. You're crying. I was like, you know, this is this isn't PMS. I was like, this is menopause. It's not going to go away within 7 to 10 days. I was like, this is going to stay. And, yeah, you're probably like, what's with the concealer? I just told her, I said, it's time to get some help. And, she did. She went to the doctor that next day, and, they put her on Lexapro. That was back when she was in her mid to late 50s. And within a matter of a week, she said she felt the difference. She said she started to feel better, and she didn't feel like on edge anymore, and she didn't feel sad. She said she didn't feel depressed anymore. And SSRIs affect everybody differently, unfortunately. Like I said, I took SSRIs back in 2021, 2022, and 2023, on and off. The worst time I ever had with it was back in 2022. I ended up, it kind of just jacked up my anxiety even more than it already was. But I read online it was normal. They said that's normal, like that's what it does. And I'm thinking, it'll last for, like they said, for just a little bit. They said it doesn't last that long. So basically it peaks and then it'll drop, and then all of a sudden you'll just feel like totally calm. And I'm thinking, like, how the hell am I supposed to get through this? Like, I have to go to work, I have to take care of my kids, I have to take care of my house, I have things to do, I have a life. I'm like, I can't be walking around feeling like everything to me felt like this. I feel like I was looking through everything like this. I felt really like, and I felt really high. I remember I just felt like, I felt stoned. I feel like I just got done smoking a doobie. And if you've never smoked marijuana, then you don't know what that feels like. But if you have, that's what it felt like. And needless to say, I did not like it. I kept taking it. I never felt good. I didn't feel, I mean, I did notice that I had no anxiety. None. It was gone. Like, it was almost to a point where, like I said, I felt numb. I didn't feel anything. I remember me and my husband got in a really bad argument. He's standing there yelling at me, calling me names, being mean. You know what I did? I just stood there. I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel hurt. I didn't feel mad. I didn't feel sad. I felt nothing. And he looked at me and he said, those pills are doing something to you. He goes, because you're not responding to anything I'm saying. He goes, you don't even care. And I said, no. I said, I can't care. I said, I'm on an anti-anxiety. It's anti-BS, basically. I was like, I don't feel anything right now. Now, did I like that feeling? Hell no. When that feeling kicked in, I knew something was wrong. I was like, okay, I don't like this. I was like, I do not like this at all. I'm numb. I said, I'm not feeling my feelings. Nothing. I'm not feeling joy. I wasn't feeling joy. I wasn't even feeling sex. My libido was gone. I couldn't do anything in the bedroom. I didn't feel nothing. I would just be doing the actions. Like, without getting too graphic. But nothing down there was feeling nothing. It was numb. And I read, it happens. You will lose things. I'm thinking, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this? This is how people choose to live? I'm like, just so you don't feel? I'm like, just so you don't feel any kind of bad emotion? Like, I'm like, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't know, was the Lord trying to tell me, like, you gotta stop. I remember the one time I took it, because like I said, I took it on and off. The one time I took it, it was about 3 o'clock I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning, and I remember I had a panic attack. It came out of nowhere. Now I was taking Prozac. My heart started beating on my chest like crazy. Boom, 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 I'm thinking, okay, I'm having a heart attack. I'm dying. I'm like, I'm having a bad reaction to the Prozac. I'm going to have to go to the hospital. And it eventually stopped. I talked to my doctor about it because after I'd stopped taking it, I told him, I said, I'm not interested in this anymore. And he said to me, how long did you take it? And I said, almost 2 weeks. And he said, this was his words, no, that's impossible. You don't feel like that after 2 weeks. What? And I'm like, okay, oh wow, I'm missing a whole entire palette is gone. Somebody must get into my makeup. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, you don't feel like that. I said, sir, yes you do. I said, it's on the website. It's on the fold out card that you get in your prescriptions. After 2 weeks, you will start to feel something. I said, sometimes you have negative feelings towards it. And he says to me, I think it was all in your head. I was in bed. I'm like, I was trying to go to bed. It came on its own. I was like, I literally felt it, and I just sat up because I thought I was having a heart attack. I'm like, no, that wasn't just in my head. So then he says to me, he wanted to put on what my mom was taking. He goes, well, we'll put you on Lexapro. He goes, let's try taking Lexapro. At this point, I'm like, I'm not taking another one of those pills ever again. I was like, I said, I'm not doing that. He got mad at me. And because I told him, he asked me, he goes, well, how have you been dealing with your anxiety now? Like, what are you doing? And I said, first off, I got diagnosed from my gynecologist that I have PMDD, which means 10 to 14 days before my period starts, it's going to happen. There's nothing I can do about it. It's hormonal. 2, I said, I've also been taking CBD oil. I don't take it anymore because I don't have any more. And then I said also, I said I try to do breathing techniques, etc., etc. He got upset. He goes, oh, so you're self-medicating? And I was like, no. I said, CBD is not that kind of thing. And he was like, okay, well, no, you're self-medicating yourself. You're not following doctor's orders, and you're just doing whatever you want. The reason why doctors act like this is because they get paid big money to prescribe you medication. That's how they get paid. So when you're not getting refills and you're not doing what they say, they don't get anything. So now my doctor doesn't really care to see me anymore. He's like, what's up, Mickey? Doctors are disgusting. They really are. Some doctors, I'm not gonna say all doctors, but some doctors are just like, don't get in the field, dude. If you're just gonna be a dick. So, whatever. Oh, after that, I talked to my mother now. She was, my mom's from a different generation, so she just kind of goes with the flow when it comes to doctors and stuff. She doesn't question anything. And my mom, fortunately, she had a good reaction. She didn't have a bad reaction to it, to Lexapro. Technically. My mother lies. She told me, she don't remember saying this to me, but the very first couple of days and week that she took it, my father told me she didn't sleep for like a week. She said that my dad said she was up all night. She would just be tossing and turning. She would get up really early in the morning. And he said for a while, it didn't work. He said it really wasn't doing anything. She was having a really hard time with it. Now my mom denies all that and says that never happened. That she automatically felt good. She had a great experience with it. Blah, blah, blah. My mom's also a narcissist, so she lies about a lot of things to make herself look better than it actually is. But my dad told me the truth. He was like, that's not what happened. He knows because he would, get up to go to work, and she would be standing at the kitchen counter bawling her eyes out at 7 o'clock in the morning because she'd have anxiety. And she was on it, and she was like, my dad told me that she said that it's not working. I just feel like it's not doing the job. Now, she says, in quotes, that that's not what happened and that it automatically worked for her. It doesn't work like that. It don't. No SRIs work like that. They don't. They all have a process that they have to go through. So anyways, when I tried talking, like trying to get sympathy from her, like trying to, you know, like, because I already knew that she had a hard time with hers, she had none. She was like, oh no, I'm great. I'm like, I didn't have that problem. It sucks having a narcissistic mother. It really does. Like, it's hard because you don't have that, like, sympathy that you're asking for when you know the truth, and you're just like, why are you lying? You know, and it's like, I'm just like I'm a very blunt and honest person. Like, if I'm going through it, I'm gonna tell you I'm going through it. If I had a bad experience with something and you're going through it, and I had a bad experience and you need some sympathy, I'm gonna tell you I had a bad experience with it. If I had a good experience, I'll tell you. I'm not one of those people. I just don't do that. I think people that do that, it's a personality flaw, to be honest. And I think it's a lack of, it's just narcissistic behavior. You're acting like you're perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. She does that about everything, though. She does it like, there's been many times in my mom's life where my parents have struggled in their relationship. My mom and dad have, I watched my mom and dad just go back and forth when I was a little girl. Back when I was younger, my dad had severe alcohol issues. He was a huge alcoholic. And I can't find my bronzer, so I'm using this is kind of like a bronzer slash tan blush. Anyways, and they had major problems. But again, when you have a narcissistic parent, everything's peachy king all the time, and that never happened. So when I tried to talk to her to get sympathy about what I was going through, oh, me and your father never had that happen. I mean, we just don't do those things. No, you did it worse than I did. And they did. After a certain amount of time, I just gave up trying to get sympathy from her. I didn't talk to her about stuff anymore. And now she'll ask me, she'll go, how come you don't ever call me anymore? You ain't got nothing to talk about with somebody that acts like a robot. Oh my gosh, yes I did. I have my bronzer right here. Do I need it? Not really. So it sucks because now I don't have my mirror. I usually use my hand mirror to do my mascara. So yeah, I mean, I'm going in my late 30s. My relationship with my mother has changed. Like, I just did that video recently, Toxicity in Families. It's got over 2,000 views on it, so that's really sad that there are so many people out there that have problems with their families. Like, that breaks my heart. There's so many people that are watching that video, and it's sad as crap. That would be my 5-year-old. He's with his dad right now, but he likes to stand outside my bedroom door when I'm doing my makeup. I've had to learn the reason why my parents act a certain way, why my mom acts the way she acts, why. Because when you're younger, when you're a little kid, you think your mom and dad are just perfect. You think that there's nothing wrong. You don't really question the things that they do or they say or their actions. You don't really do that because you're a kid. You just, you just don't. But as you get older and you start to get out into the real world, you start to realize that your mom and dad are just human beings like you. They're just people just trying to make it through life. They're going through the same things that you are going, or they went through the same things that you're going through or whatever. And they're just trying to get by. The crappy part is when you have a mom or a father that acts like that ain't them. Never was. when you have robotic parents, it's very hard to find that sympathy. It's very hard to find that knowledge, wisdom, whatever. When you have parents that are even immature, you have parents that are acting like they're 15 years old, and they're not. It's frustrating. Like, you're just like, you feel really, really alone. By the way, this video is going to be extra long, so if you don't have time to watch this video, exit out. I don't have an editing system, and this is a very, very full makeup. But yeah, it's hard. Like, I know when my kids get older, all my kids, and if they're going through it and they're like, Mom, I don't know how you did this when you were my age, or you were my age, like, how did you get through? How did you do this? Like, I'm not going to sit there. I mean, yeah, their problems are going to probably be different. They're not going to be the same as mine are right now. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh no, I never went through it. Nope. I'm not going to do that. By then, my mom and dad will be long gone. And I know my parents won't be alive by the time my children hit their 30s and 40s. But I'm not going to do what my mom and dad did to me. Like, I'm not, because it's wrong. And it makes you feel really alone. And I'm definitely going to try to be there for my children as much as I possibly can. Maybe that's the reason why I'm going through what I'm going through, just to be a better parent, to love my children differently. My brother never learned that fact. My brother is a horrible, horrible father. He is abusive. He doesn't have his son. My brother never, ever, 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 hardly ever sees his son. The only time he sees his son is when he has a new girlfriend and he's trying to impress her. Now, I partly blame my brother's ex-girlfriend, because the mama, because she'll allow this to happen. I've told her before to knock it off. I said, you need to stop doing this. I said, because you're messing him up. But my nephew now is 11 years old, going on 12, and he's over it. He doesn't care anymore. He knows what his dad is. He knows that his dad's a piece of shit. And my brother is a horrible parent. When my baby nephew was little, my brother beat the fuck out of him. He would smack him, spank him, beat him, call him names. He was never there for him. Then when they separated and she moved out with him, he basically just forgot about him. He just erased him. He moved on. You move on from your ex, you don't move on from your child. And that's what he did. He became a raging alcoholic, just like my parents. He became a drug addict. Partied all the time. She would call and text and beg for him to come and see his son. Even though he was a total asshole to her, he abused her and everything else in between, she still wanted him to be a part of their son's life. Did he? No. No. Never. He still don't. He has a 3-bedroom trailer now, which was supposed to be given to me by my parents. He got it. They gave it to him. He lives in it alone. Most of the rooms now are collecting dust and cobwebs. It's dilapidated. It's falling apart. He does not take care of it. He doesn't know how. He doesn't know the first thing about taking care of a house. My mom and dad pay all of his bills pretty much. They lie about it, but I know that they do. My mom goes over and cleans the trailer. She takes care of it. She lies about it. They pay everything for him. This eye does not collect mascara, and I have like no eyelashes. It's horrible. He didn't learn yet. Did I? You betcha. I learned what it was like, what not to do. There's just things you don't do to a child. Am I going to sit here and say that I'm the perfect parent? Nope. Am I there for my kids? Yep. Am I there for them as much as I possibly can be? Yep. Even after me and my ex-husband separated, I had a bout of time that I was a dumbass. That didn't last. Because I realized that I need my daughter. It's my daughter. And yeah. Some parents get it, some parents don't. Some parents care, some parents don't. Some parents had children and just walk away and never look back and don't really care. I don't know why I just did the pink, because it literally just disappeared underneath all the tan. That was stupid. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think that's it. I don't think I'm gonna put anything else on. I do feel like my sides of my face are a little pale, so I might probably add in some bronzer. Yeah, so I have to go to a school appointment today. I gotta go talk to my son's preschool teacher. I don't know what we're gonna talk about, but this is his last year of preschool. He's officially done, and he will be going on to kindergarten. He did start kindergarten at the beginning of last year, but he had just turned 5, and so they'd said he wasn't really ready. They didn't think that mentally he was ready for kindergarten. He struggled really bad, so I ended up transferring him back to preschool to do 1 more year, and so now this is it. He's done. He will be 6 this coming up October, and yeah, he's ready to go. He is really excited, and I'm hoping and fingers crossed that it's going to be a better year for kindergarten this year. But anyways, peace out, you guys. Thank you for sticking around if you got all the way to the end of this point of this video, and I hope to speak to y'all again soon.